Welcome to the Anxiety Coaches Podcast, a relaxing and informative show where we explore anxiety, panic, and PTSD, sharing how you can overcome them for life.
Aloha! Welcome back to the Anxiety Coaches Podcast. I'm your host and coach, Gina Ryan, and I'm so happy to be with you again today as we consider the many ways to bring your mind and body back to its natural peace and calm. We offer a number of ways to help you with your journey, so I hope you're taking advantage of everything that we offer. You can subscribe to this twice-a-week podcast. You can join our free Facebook group. And if you sign up for our newsletter, you'll get more from me and advance notice of things that are coming up. Go to anxietycoachespodcast.com and check all that out. Today I'm going to be talking about probably the most often asked question. Am I going crazy? Am I going crazy? This is the question that is asked so often, and it's surely one that I understand completely because it's exactly how we feel when we are stuck in the adrenaline fear loop. And the longer we have been in that and the deeper we are going down the wormhole, the more it feels like, surely I am not right in my mind anymore. Surely I must be going crazy, because it really does feel like it. So this is one of the questions that people ask the most, both in coaching sessions, in the group coaching calls, and in general, in the Facebook group, the large Facebook group. People ask in the emails that they send me. I understand that you all are out there wondering this question, so I want to talk about it with you. Am I going crazy? And we live in a world right now that has so much emphasis on very minutely teased out specific mental illnesses, I'm going to say. That DSM-5, I think we're on now, which is the manual that is used for coming up for a code for all kinds of the mental disorders. They keep splitting it out more and more and more. There's codes for crying. It's kind of interesting because what that has done is it's caused people to begin to think that everything that they're doing is not right, that there is something wrong with their mind, that they are going crazy. Just a side note here, the DSM originally was just a very small paper booklet, like really tiny, like a booklet. It wasn't even a book. And now it is huge. It is huge. And it has codes split out of codes. And this is all just for mental diagnoses. And it can be quite disturbing to look through it, actually, because most of the things, a lot of things people do are in there. It doesn't mean that you have a mental illness. It's a way of them trying to find a way to say that what you have is diagnosable, that you need treatment. They can bill your insurance company. They can prescribe a drug for it. It really doesn't have much to do with you per se. And so, I'd like to say that most of you out there who are asking the question of, am I going crazy, is no, you're not. And if you are struggling with anxiety, panic, it sure feels like you're going crazy some days. Almost feels like, how can I hang on? I can't even, it's my thoughts, it's my mind. But it is the stress that is keeping you in that loop. And I know this because I've come out of it myself, and I have helped so many other people do it. I have seen hundreds and thousands of people come out of this loop. You don't need to be there. And we all need different amounts of help or different amounts of education, self-education to come out of it. But hang in there, because the best thing you can do for yourself is to be easeful with yourself, to be kind to yourself, and to remind yourself that this is not the end. This is not something that's with you forever, and that you are not broken. It is a stressful situation, and you, just as if you had a stress fracture in your leg, you would not keep doing what you were doing. You would ease up, you would let it heal, and of course you would be able to do everything you were doing before again. And it is the same with this anxiety panic loop. There is heightened sensitivity that will not let up until you interrupt the cycle and help it to heal. Give it the space. Stop throwing the poison on it. Stop throwing the gasoline on the fire of this anxiety panic. And it seems like it's a stuck loop, but it's not. Everybody has their way in their time that they can interrupt this and get, even once you get a glimpse of, oh, I had a great day, of I wasn't trapped in my thinking. I was actually conscious of what I was doing. I was aware of my day. It was a beautiful day. It still had challenges. It still had difficulties. But I didn't go down the wormhole with what ifs and with fear and throwing more gasoline on that fire so that my hormones keep my thinking going and my thinking keeps the hormones going. We need to interrupt this cycle. So again, you are not going crazy, and it's really a very important reminder. No matter how long you may have been working with your anxiety, it's important to review and think about this every now and then. Is that this horrible mental and physical ordeal that you feel like you are going through, that we call anxiety panic, does not go on forever. And even people who have had panic attacks, I know all of you out there don't have panic attacks. I understand that, but one easy way for me to illustrate this is when we have a panic attack, it comes and it goes, and it's very clear because it came, it got really, really heavy, deep, it got rough, and then it subsided. It always does. And this is also very true with general anxiety disorder. This does not have to go on forever. This can be interrupted, but you can't keep doing what you're doing, or you'll keep getting what you're getting. We have to interrupt the cycle. So while you're not going crazy, one thing that you are is you are very overstimulated. Your brain and nervous system are both overstimulated, causing the mental and physical sensations you are experiencing. One important caution is that getting caught in the worrisome, fearful thinking of, I'm falling off the edge, I'm going down the wormhole, oh my gosh, I am going crazy, I'm losing it. Those thoughts only reinforce the fear, adrenaline, fear loop, adding more fuel to the panic fire. And that panic fire or the anxious fire is already burning, and it flares up by what we do. And we can also let it totally burn out. Rest assured that you're not crazy. Many of us have gone through this same ordeal that you're going through right now, and we are all sound of mind. So what can you do? Can't leave you hanging without giving you a couple of things to do. Remind yourself that the truth of the matter is that you are overstimulated and oversensitized, but not crazy. Remember these simple words: this too shall pass. It can be a lovely mantra that can get you through many difficult situations. This too shall pass. Get present. Focus on your surroundings. Use your senses to be where you are. We've talked about this before. Go out of the mind, out of the head, and drop down into the body. Use your eyes, your ears, your feeling senses to be in your environment. Bounce your experience off a trusted person in your world, a friend, a partner, If you have a coach or a therapist, this is a great time to get a reality check to ease your worry. It can help you to just remember, oh yeah, they did tell me that. Yeah. So check it out. Bounce your experience off a trusted person in your world. Use the Buddha belly breathing to engage your parasympathetic nervous system. We've talked about that, and you guys know what it is. Move in free flow ways, meaning stretch, walk, jump around, dance, flow like a jellyfish. Relax your muscles and release the tension. Jump into the chair like a wet noodle. I think that's what Claire Week says, be a wet noodle. And I really like that. Just, flow like a jellyfish. Let all those muscles relax. Move them around and let them flip and flop around. The biggest relief is remembering that the body cannot sustain the hormonal cascade that's causing the panic state forever, and that it always does pass with time. So this, like I said, the saying, this too shall pass, is a good one to keep in your back pocket. That's it for today's episode. And before I read today's quote, I want to put out a personal invitation to those of you who would like to take your healing and your clearing of your anxiety panic to another level. If you are not someone who wants to join a group coaching program, you may be interested in joining in with me on coaching one-on-one. You can learn more about that at the website, anxietycoachespodcast.com, and go to the one-on-one coaching page. You can set up a free 15-minute call with me to see if this is the right direction for you at this time, and if I am the right person to work with you. We can sort these things out. So feel free to send me an email, anxietycoachespodcast@gmail.com, with coaching in the subject, and I'll be sure to get back with you, get that appointment set up for the free 15-minute call, and we'll take it from there. No need to have this drag on forever. You can clear this anxiety panic now. I look forward to hearing from you. And now for today's quote. In the small matters, trust your mind. In the large ones, the heart. And that's from Sigmund Freud. I'll be back in a few more days with another podcast. Until then, be well and aloha.
Thanks so much for joining us for today's episode of the Anxiety Coaches Podcast. Find more information at theanxietycoachespodcast.com.